Hello, my friends. This is Grace, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to a new mini series focusing on titles. So I suck at titles, and so I figured I would challenge myself to kind of think outside the box as far as my titles. I will also show you some of kind of my go-to designs as far as titles is concerned, but let's get on it with this first page. Here I'm showing you some papers that I will be using, and these came from an Echo Park camping collection, and it just fits perfectly for these photos of a camping trip that my family and I took to Yellowstone last summer. So this is a double page layout, and my focus here as far as my title is to create a large title. That's kind of my go-to when I'm kind of looking for a new way to incorporate title, but at the same time add some design to it. So I'm cutting out this very dark kind of it doesn't show on the camera, but it has a very subtle wood grain design, and I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to put that on the bottom because that will be kind of the base of where my title is going to be. And then I'm cutting this strip of diagonal stripe paper because that's kind of my go-to as well. So the large title lends itself really well for double page layouts because you can make that span across your page. And now that I've done this layout, I feel like I could have made my title bigger than it was, but at the same time I feel like it works well because it filled up the not the empty space, but a big space on my double page layout. And I'm also kind of going through my go-to design, which is a grid. And so what I do is I fill the page first with my photos rather, and then kind of fill in the other spaces with papers and other designs. That way that I know that I will only put paper that, or rather I don't have to put paper on the backs of the photos, which it won't be shown anyways. It also helps me to, when I have very limited papers to work with, that putting my photos first and then kind of putting my design all around it kind of works well. Now here I'm trying to figure out what kind of papers that I wanted to use, and I used 4 of them. I actually used 5 because that tent has a very subtle design on it, the word tent and the word of. And then the awesomeness, I divided it into 4 pattern papers and then basically cut that out with my silhouette. And I'm showing you all the things that I used. I have, not new, but new to me, a border punch set from American Crafts, and so I've used 2 of them here. I used a scallop on the bottom, and then I used the dot ones just to divide between the photos and the pattern paper. Now the rest of the process will go pretty fast because I'm just really decorating with the sticker sheet that came with the paper pack. And but going back to the title, I think that's one of the ways that we can bring design to our layouts is if we cut our letters for our titles large. And I just use the impact font and cut that out with my silhouette, and it's just super easy. And I've done this before, and I just really like how the because of the size of the title, it makes a big impact on a page. And so that's going to be my layout, and I hope that you guys will follow along as I introduce you to my mini series. I know it's been a while since I've done a mini series, and so I hope that you will stop by. If you are new to my channel and this is your first time watching my process video, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up so that YouTube will know that you would like to watch more videos from me. And I will also have some still shots to go after this layout. And then a little bit more story about this page. So my husband bought a huge military grade style tent on Craigslist. I think about a couple of years ago, or maybe, no, it would have been a couple of years ago. And so we used it for the first time for this specific camping trip. And well, he used it for his hunting trip about 6 months prior. But no, let me think. No, this is the first time. I'm sorry. The camp the hunting trip was in November and this was in July. Anyways, we used this and it was so huge, like it was like a little house, and we really loved it. And so we dubbed it the tent of awesomeness because we had cots in the tent and there were five of us there and we could stand. We didn't have to like um, crouch down because usually that's what you do when you're in a tent. It was just so roomy and it was just awesome. So we dubbed it the tent of awesomeness, and so I wanted to make sure that I captured that. And I also, in my journaling, I also talked about a little. I talked a little bit about our uh, campground where we stayed, and I don't know if you noticed, but my daughter, there was a picture of my daughter where she had her hood covering her face except her nose because there were a lot of flies and stuff, like little insects all around us, which was not very fun. But that was, I think, the season where we went to that campsite. It just so happens that that's the season where there was a lot of flies. But anyways, so that was our story and that was a lot of fun. And I hope that you guys will come back and I will catch you guys another day. Bye.